It started in town before the town was even named, okay? It had one name, and then it was eventually changed to Hanover, which was founded in 1764. There were Catholics here in Hanover before that, and they would walk the 4 miles from here over to Conewago Chapel, the mother church of every church in this diocese. And so eventually the Jesuits started to recognize there are Catholics over there, and they wanted to begin sort of almost a mission work with them. And we have on record that they came to celebrate Mass here in Hanover in 1806. We're always in the ballpark area of 2,700 families. And so that brings us into quite a few parishioners. We're probably maybe the 4th largest in the diocese. And it's a combination of both Hispanic and Anglo. And so we're 7,000 parishioners, and Hispanic families are great because they tend to have families and good-sized families. So the numbers keep going up, and I'm happy about that. But we've been kind of stable in the 7,200 people range. But again, with the houses being built, we keep getting a little more. 2017 is when we added the classrooms necessary for K3 all the way up. Now we had 3 classrooms already, but we added other classrooms to accommodate everything we needed. And that included some classes that we are new to us, like a computer lab and all that sort of stuff. I mean, we used to have to celebrate Mass up here for the kids and then down there for the kids. Whatever you had to double. You had to go back and forth. And in weather that was bad, it could get problematic. And so in fact, when they built the church out here, they built an apartment behind the church in the same building, so that a priest could come out if the weather was bad and he could stay out here and celebrate Mass. So it just made it more difficult in a pastoral sense back and forth. Yeah, you can, as you say, you can go right from the church and one set of doors and you're into the school area. And I think it's a good visual lesson, how connected they're meant to be. And what makes it good is that if we have Eucharistic adoration, which we have every first Friday, then if the students, if the teachers know ahead of time, they can bring their classes up for 15 minutes or whatever it might be. They don't have to go outside. They don't have to get transportation from downtown up to here. They can just, and the teachers are bringing their kids in, and it's a learning lesson just being in the school.
I work closely with Monsignor Lyons at the parish level, as well as with our school principal, to ensure growth of the student population, fundraising dollars for the school, positive attention for the parish and growth there, and filling seats in the school, because we want to keep seeing that grow from year to year. We offer pre-K for 3 and 4-year-olds, and then kindergarten through 8th grade. And as Monsignor Lyons mentioned, we are all on one campus, and just recently we were able to see some substantial growth, so we are actually looking to start to double some of our classes for next year. With resources, it's been easier. We have a cafeteria manager who does wonderful meals for the students every day, so being able to have her here, providing lunch and preparing everything and serving logistically, those things are easier. As far as our school community, we like to consider ourselves a family. And for all of our school families to be part of that St. Joseph School family, it's really important that we're all in one place, we're able to pray together, we're able to communicate in a much more reasonable way, we're able to celebrate things, holidays and masses, and participate in things like Catholic Schools Week and make it a big celebration for everyone, and not feel that a certain class might be missing out because they're in a separate location. We have our students in kindergarten through 8th grade actively participate in Mass at least once a month. Being able to have that accessibility to the church, and just to take an active role in applying what they're learning in the classroom to things like the parts of the Mass, or what adoration means, or what a feast day of a saint might mean, and bringing that all together so that it is a well-rounded experience for the kids, being able to have that accessibility.
Beginning with SRI, the religious instruction, I currently teach 6th graders and I teach transfer students. So those are the ones that maybe missed their sacraments when they were younger. Maybe they didn't get baptized when they were a baby, or didn't get to do their first communion at the younger age. So they're a little older but still learning. And with a lot of that, I get both from the Anglo community, both from the Hispanic community. And the thing with the Hispanic community is a lot of them go to Mass in Spanish. So when we're learning prayers, I know my prayers both in English and Spanish. So I get to kind of divide the class, and I give them the option. If you want to learn your prayers in Spanish, we'll do it this way. If you want to continue learning in English, we'll do it this way. Or if they want to do both, I give them kind of like handouts to learn both ways. So the Quinceañera program, I went through it myself when I was younger, not at this church, but another. And basically, if anybody, for those that don't know, the Quinceañera is when a young girl turns 15 in the Hispanic, mostly Mexican culture. It's a big going from a young girl to a woman kind of stage in their life. And so they're not allowed to celebrate their big party. It's not a big Sweet 16, but it's more like a celebration, a tradition. The Mass is first. So we first have to go through this program. They learn things about themselves, what kind of values, women's roles, their relationship with Jesus, and just how important that is for them. And so when they have the Mass, they have part of it where they go and thank Mary, because she is just mother of all of us, and making sure that they know who to thank for their life. So they have a time, just a kind of moment of silence, a prayer to her, to honor her. And it really just goes through and making sure that they renew their baptismal vows, making sure that they know what they believe in, and trying to bring them closer to the community. So during that time, we also try to get them a little more involved, right now we don't really go around with collection, but like as much as they can, they do the readings for the Mass, the last day that they do the ceremony, and just try to get them to know a little bit more with the church. Because they're so young, sometimes we get them at like 14 or 15, around that time. So these young teenagers, they're new to the world, they're new to a lot of experiences. So having some sort of role model to really let them know what they should and shouldn't be doing in society plays a big part, especially during that time.
We have been members of St. Joseph since 1985. It's 36 years. Me and my family, it would be my wife Barbara, our daughter Mary Beth, and our son Matthew. I like to open up the Christian Catholic doctrine to them in every respect. Whenever we prepare them, and that's what we're trying to do, is promote the interaction of the church and the family, and bring everybody back into Catholicism. Yeah, and with the Monsignor here, he really knows how to embrace a growing community.
Definitely, yeah.
Doesn't
I
he?
agree.
He has that knowledge, that innate ability to move it ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's I think a number of things that makes it unique. First of all, we're both an Anglo parish and a Hispanic parish. Okay, we're not just one. We're accommodate a number of different people, and the Hispanic community, while being a part of the larger community, they have Spanish masses, quinceañeras, baptisms, weddings, and they're all in Spanish, which is great. Even though a lot of the younger people can understand English, it's great that they are bilingual in many instances. St. Joseph, when you look at his role, it's almost beyond comprehension. I mean, he's the stepfather of the Savior of the world and the husband of the Blessed Mother who brought Jesus into the world. So I mean, to meet that bar is a pretty good bar to meet. But we do certainly what we can. I mean, he was a server, a protector. He made sure his family was taken care of. He made sure that they were stable and they were protected. What we try to do in emulating St. Joseph as a provider is also provide for the community. So we're a part of the Hanover area council of churches. We've been involved with that for years. We are able to, in fact, we take most of our Ash Wednesday collection and send it to them. So that's one outreach that we do. We're active also in the ecumenical part of that in the community. So we're getting ready now for virtual presentations where we would normally gather and during Holy Week and preach on the 7 last words of Jesus. We're going to do that virtually. We're the largest Catholic church in Hanover, so we have a big presence. And when people think of a Catholic church, a lot of them think of St. Joseph, just because of our size. And so certainly we're in the southern part of Hanover, and so we accommodate and have a vast territory that we cover, which is a good thing. People will call, and it's just not limited to our parishioners. If people come, we give them food. If we have it, we can share it with them. And so a lot of people know that about us, and so we do get people coming, and that's a good thing, that people come and know that we can help them out, and so we try to do that.